Magic in this game is broken. With the right setup, you can literally one-shot bosses. But here's the catch, it only works on large bosses. And the crazy part is, you can start using this one-shot build as early as mid-game in your first playthrough. Stick around because I'll show you every spell, weapon, and skill you need to make it work. And at the end, you'll see me erase the final boss, plus some New Game Plus bosses in a single cast. Let's start with the weapon. For spellcasters, nothing beats the Astral Blade. You get it early in Chapter 1 after beating the Centipede boss in Bandit Cave. This sword has the highest spell power in the game. It comes with a level 4 control multiplier for magic, jumping to level 5 at Mastery 7. Temper it with Bone Needle magic, and your spells hit even harder. And the weapon skill, Awakening Seal, boosts your spell damage by 10% for 10 seconds. And it only costs 2 Skyborn Might to activate the weapon skill. It's basically the perfect caster weapon. That's not all. Astral Blade also gives you 2 stacks of Biding Time. If you don't know, Biding Time automatically generates Skyborn Might while you're using a one-handed sword. The more stacks you have, up to 8, the faster you build Skyborn Might. Put it all together and you can see why this blade isn't just good. It's hands down the best weapon for any magic build. Now let's talk gear. For armor, pick whatever gives you the best mitigation and resistance depending on the enemies you're facing. The real game changers are the pendants. The first one you need is the Sun Pendant. It increases spell damage by 20%, absolute must-have for any caster. You'll find it in Chapter 4, Palace Vegetable Garden. Next is the Fiend Felling Pendant. This one boosts your damage by 30% against large enemies. Perfect for this build. You can buy it from Tao Ching after beating Lu Honglu and giving him the Jade Cicada. Then comes the Tigerly's Pendant, giving you 30% more damage to everything. But the downside is you'll also take more damage. You get it from the White-Robed Elder after defeating Bow Sorcerer. The last one is the Crane Pendant. It's a conditional type. It increases spell damage by 20% when your health is below 50%. Risky, but if you can manage low health, it's a strong pick against regular enemies. Now for the good stuff, the spells. The whole one-shot build revolves around a single spell, Lotus Soulflame. This is the spell that makes the build possible. It requires 5 stacks of Skyborn Might to cast, and it comes with a level 5 control multiplier. Against large enemies, Lotus Soulflame turns the fight into a cutscene because the health bar just vanishes. This is the core of the build, and everything else we set up is just to make sure this spell hits as hard as possible, every single time. You'll obtain this spell in Chapter 3 at Mount Zhenwu. If you missed it, just follow the walkthrough. Want extra power? Use Divine Might first. It buffs your next attack by 12.30%. You don't always need it to one shot, but it's great for insurance. Now let's move on to Benedictions. For this build, you only want to use the Mastery set. Nothing else even comes close. Here's how it stacks up. With Tri-Disciplinary Force, you're getting a 13.47% boost. With 6 Disciplinary, that's another 12.23%. And with 9 Disciplinary plus the set bonus, you tack on a huge 17%. Add it all together, and you're looking at 42.7% extra damage just for unlocking disciplines. No conditions, no gimmicks, just free damage that makes your one-shots hit even harder. Coming to Temper. For raw spell damage, you need Bone Needle Magic. It boosts your spell damage by 13.35%, but if you're using status spells like Infernal Flame, swap in Rootstone Needle status for faster status buildup. You can also use Everlight Stone Needle to extend temper duration from 60 to 90 seconds. Now let's break down the skill tree. Since this is a late game build, I'll just focus on the essentials you can't skip. First up is Unbroken Focus. This one makes sure your Biding Time stacks don't drop below 3 as long as your Madness stays above 90%. In other words, it keeps your Skyborn Might generation steady so you're always ready to cast. Next is Bone Needle Magic. Pretty straightforward. It unlocks Tempering with Bone Needle, which is the key to boosting your spell damage. Then you've got Skyborn Resilience. This is clutch because it gives you tenacity when casting big spells that cost 4 or more might. That means enemies can't interrupt your cast even if you take a hit, though you'll still take the damage. And finally, Rapid Temper. This one simply speeds up tempering, letting you buff up faster and get back into the fight without losing momentum. Now let's look at the one-handed weapon tree. The first thing you unlock here is Biding Time. This is essential because it builds up stacks every time you use spells, weapon skills, or discipline skills. The more stacks you have, the faster you generate Skyborn Might. On top of that, make sure you upgrade your Swiftblade nodes. These increase your weapon mastery, and higher mastery directly increases your spell damage. Beyond that, only invest in magic nodes. Don't waste points on strength, agility, or feathering unless you're unlocking more discipline skills. Here's the exact skill tree I used when I one-shot the final boss. And that concludes the one-shot magic build. Simple, devastating, and it even holds up in New Game Plus. If you're looking for an early magic build or other weapon builds, check the pinned comments. And if you like this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe because I've got more guides coming your way soon. Here's the exact sequence to pull it off. First, temper your weapon, then consume the Plume Branch to instantly max out your Skyborn Might. After that, activate Divine Might to buff your next spell. Follow it up with the Awakening Seal weapon skill. Then consume another Plume Branch to instantly refill your Skyborn Might. And right after that, unleash Lotus Soulflame. Done right, that single cast will erase the boss. Just make sure you're right next to the boss when you cast, not far away, so the hit connects and deletes their health bar in one shot.